So I know I went to the movies this past week. Did you end up going to the movies?
Yes, I went on Tuesday. Yeah, I saw Twister.
Okay, how's that?
Twister was dope. The only thing is, I do wish I would have saw it in 4DX. The tickets was already bought, so we saw it in standard. But it was dope. It definitely coincides in a little bit with the original story for sure.
Is it in the same universe as the original story? Is it like, did they start over? Did they retell the story?
They did it in their own way, but basically the same thing. Storm chaser, you know what I'm saying? Somebody trying to get the footage. The footage. What is it called? A F or an E5? The more powerful storm.
Oh, the category 5.
No, but that's category. They call that for a hurricane. There's something specifically.
For tornadoes.
Tornadoes, which
yeah,
I'm saying it wrong, but they're looking for that biggest one, and then they're competing with others to get the footage and stuff like that.
Gotcha.
And in the midst of that, the story happens. The character building and stuff like that. It was good though. It gave you definitely the feel of the old one, but I think the old one might be a little better.
Really? Okay.
I think the old one might be a little better. I was watching the old one and fell asleep on it, so I still can't really compare the two. Other than I like it. I like it a lot.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I don't.
Watching 4D.
This ain't the. I'll keep it going. This ain't the best movie review because it's not one of them deep dive movies to keep it real with you. It's Twister. You there for the storm, you there for the thrill, you there for the adrenaline and the outcome of the story. And I do think it is worth a watch if you saw the first one or not.
Gotcha. Did you see Twister?
Nah, I ain't see it.
Gotcha.
If you should have probably watched it in 4D.
Nah, that's the only thing I missed out on, and I'm willing to spend a
bucket of water on people.
Yeah, but basically, yeah, it's not really a deep dive. It's just a storm chaser, a movie about a storm chaser.
Nah,
you know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, I do like their spin on the story. They didn't try to make it too much exactly like the original one, but they stuck in the same realm. They stayed in the same realm with the storyline. You know what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
I enjoyed it. I think if you like the first one, or if you like those type of movies like that got that adrenaline rush to it, rock with it. I think it'd be dope.
Nah, that's what's up. I went to see Deadpool and Wolverine, and opening weekend, yeah, that was that, man.
It was.
Like, there's a good reason that this is one of the most lucrative movies of the year. Like, at this point, I think this is #1 box office for the year so far.
Okay. So how was?
So I got the question that everybody been asking.
What's good?
Would you let your kids see it?
Would I let my kids see Deadpool? Yeah, why not?
Because I've been getting a lot of controversy, like with parents and stuff, saying like it's too much for my kids, especially like kids like under the age of like 12.
With Deadpool,
like it's too violent. It's too like.
Deadpool sense of
here's
humor
what pisses me off, right?
Though.
Here's what pisses me off. When they put a label on a movie and they say it's rated R, and then they're saying like literally it's not suitable for people under the age of 17, and you bring your little 12-year-old big-headed motherfucker in there and say, I don't think this is suitable for my 12-year-old.
Yeah, keep that nigga.
Part of me feels like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like, you know what I'm saying?
I think they're looking for a reason.
To say it like that. I just asked a question.
No, but no, like
I was asking a question for other people that have asked me. Goddamn.
Well, he clearly wants to know what the fuck is wrong with you.
No, but
I feel you. I feel you.
That don't bother y'all sometimes when you hear some shit like that. Reminds me of Tangent. The reason why we don't have hot and spices no more at McDonald's is because some ignorant bitch fed her toddler a hot and spicy and the kid died.
It's too hot. That makes sense. You want to laugh, bro. Ain't nothing funny about that, bro. You want to laugh. This is why I hate you. He want to laugh about it, bro.
But like, and I'm the bad guy for being like, why the fuck did you feed a young baby?
Oh my god, the nigga said it was too hot.
Even something called a hot and spicy. Why would you even think to do some shit like that?
Yeah.
But I'm wrong, right?
Right.
Like, I look at,
Lord, forgive me. I swear I didn't mean that.
I've seen those conversations. I've seen those conversations where people are talking about, they're like, yeah, I just feel like Deadpool was too much. And when you ask them what they mean, they're like, I had my kids with me. Well, that's where you fucked up. I don't I walk out of a strip club and they're like, I just feel like it was too much happening in there. What happened? I brought my kid with me. Bitch, I don't give a fuck that kid. Why is that kid
My
in there?
thing is, I think y'all just looking for something to complain about because you know, I can only speak for how I grew up and how I've seen people grow up. Most people bring their preteens to watching adult movies as long as it's not having, you know, sex in it, and if you got a certain parent, the parent gonna tell you cover your eyes.
But even if you did,
feel what I'm saying?
no. But here's the thing: you're doing that, and you got to know that when you're doing that, you're being a bad parent right now. Like that's the thing. It's got to be a conscious decision. Like
is that being a bad parent if you take your kid to a
Sheem, kids are dying. Yes.
So you're basically saying
like if you're feeding you know how some people are like, my kid likes spicy food, and they like you're feeding the toddler hot peppers and shit, right?
Yeah.
Even though you know that
it's got effect.
You can't, yeah. But you need to like when you're doing that, you need to know I'm being a dickhead right now. It's kind of like this, right?
Yeah.
How many times have you sped in your life but didn't die? A lot.
Right.
All the time.
But you should do that knowing right now I'm being a dumb fuck.
Right.
Like there's a level of a.
I mean, I look at it. It's a point where it's like, okay, you know, like, okay, my son loves Reggie, so can I let him listen to Reggie Day's radio?
We got complaints about how much we cuss before.
Yeah.
So
and
so what do you think about that?
Why the fuck are your kids listening?
Because they love Reggie.
Okay.
They're a Reggie
you see what I'm
fan.
saying though? You see what I'm saying? Like I was okay. My stepdad did it the right way, and here's what I mean by that. When my stepdad would have me listening to Howard Stern and fucking, you know, listening to old Eddie Murphy, Raw and Delirious and all of that, when I'm young as shit, I'm talking elementary school age. He did it like an irresponsible parent, knowing that you're being fucking irresponsible right now. Like it's the entitlement that bothers me. That's what bothers me.
Yeah.
Like if I go do something bad with my kid, like let's say my kid's supposed to be on some sort of diet. Let's say they have like iron issues, right? So I got to feed them a certain type of diet. They got to do, you know, beans and certain types of shit or whatever. But I go get this little motherfucker Chinese food. I don't get to go to the Chinese spot and be like, why my kid feel sick?
Right.
That's real.
There's a level of entitlement that comes in with people being like, I'm not saying you got to be perfect. Being a parent, part of being a parent is wanting to see your kid happy. Right. And part of wanting to see your kid happy is doing dumb little ignorant shit that's going to make your kid happy. That part of you is like, I don't think this is the best idea. Right. But that's okay. That's the nice little balance. And those are the memories that the kid has in the future. But guess what? Part of those memories could end up being fucking trauma. Right. And that's the chance that you take being an ignorant parent in that moment. Right. But guess what? Should you go out and be like, my kid... Yeah, I understand that this shit said is unsuitable for ages under 17. And yeah, I understand my kid is fucking 11. Right. But my 11-year-old should not have seen all of this.
Right. Yeah, but see, I understand that point. I'm talking more to the people that's asking before they go see the movie. Now, if you go see it and that's your reaction after, then you was a dumbass because they told you.
But I feel like before you see the movie,
if you got to question it,
it says it's rated R.
If you got to question it, then that's just
right.
No
But the only reason I asked that question because. Yes, you're right. With it being rated R, you could easily be like, you know what, process of elimination, no point of bringing you anyway. But what about like a rated R movie where it's cussing and most people's parents have a household of swearing for
you shouldn't have been doing that shit.
I'm not saying right or wrong. I'm just trying to give it. I'm just exactly. That's what I'm saying. I'm not painting the right or wrong scenario. I'm just asking.
Meanwhile,
bet if you take your kid to a movie that says it's rated R and you don't expect raunchy shit because again,
you're stupid.
It's Deadpool and Wolverine, so I could see logically where somebody's
kids
like,
watch it.
I could see logically where somebody's saying they're not expecting to see a sex scene. They're gonna hear excessive swearing, and
then you've never heard Deadpool.
I know what he be saying, but I guess you got a point. I guess you got a point.
Like, what are we talking?
I hate these conversations because I know. So I hate these conversations the fact wise because like I'm probably the one that like my son I would take him. And that's just because of the level and the maturity of.
But see, I'm not saying
him a bad parent.
You're not saying, and
no.
I don't have to question it. I don't have to question it. Like I'm
saying part of being a parent is having bad parent moments. But here's the thing: the point of doing it is owning it. Like I'm doing something that is not suitable for the age of the kid right now.
Yeah.
But I'm doing this knowing it's not suitable for the kid right now. Right. I don't get to go out and blame the person who made it, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's all I was saying. Like, yeah, to complain about it is stupid, but I'm just saying, does that make them a bad parent for just...
I mean, it's a bad parent moment, but that's cool. That's the cool shit.
Okay.
That's all
I was
shit.
I just know if I go and somebody
yeah.
head gets blown completely off with my son, we gonna laugh about it because that's just he's mature enough to know. Okay, how somebody head got blown off. That's funny. Versus,
but he's not. But here's the thing.
Going into what I was
But Chef's not stupid. If I were to ask him, hey, is your son's age is what?
10.
Okay, is seeing a person's head blown off their shoulders suitable for kids age 10? Chef's not gonna stare you in the face and say yes. Right. He understands that he's doing something that may not be suitable for that age, but he has enough trust and connection in his son that he's like, I'm taking the risk. But if something does go wrong, I don't see Chef trying to sue the movie. That's what I'm saying. It's like there's levels of stupidity that I just can't understand where people are like, yeah, you know, that rated R movie, I just feel like it wasn't cool what they did. It wasn't cool what they did because I feel like my 13-year-old wasn't comfortable.
Right.
Yeah, y'all
so
just
that goes back to my question. So just for those parents, do you feel like when it comes to the movie being rated R, is it really on the high spectrum of being rated R, or is it on the lower spectrum where it's like, okay, you know,
high spectrum.
Yeah, high spectrum.
Okay.
Well, there goes your questions, ladies.
There we go.
Gentlemen,
that's the point. My thing is, that's the point of Deadpool. Deadpool is raunchy.
Yeah.
Deadpool takes it completely there for drugs, references, all types of. And if you see Ryan Reynolds in the movie, duh.
Right.
He like TikTok and YouTube Shorts times 5.
Like we've seen. My thing is, we've seen Ryan Reynolds for how many years at this point?
Right.
Why are we still pretending we don't know?
20 plus.
Why are we still pretending we don't know?
That's real.
But you know, my review of Deadpool and Wolverine.
So what you think? Ultimately, without spoiling the movie, what could you give us? What do you think?
I could have said it, but
I know I was sorry. I may have cut you off. I was just going along with you,
I'm
bro.
fucking with you.
I was just going along with you. See what I got to deal with, nigga?
Deadpool and Wolverine was a dope movie. My suggestion, if anybody hasn't seen it yet, make sure you watch Loki season 1 before you watch that movie, because if you don't, you're not really gonna understand. You'll still understand the movie, but it's not gonna hit the right way. If you really want to understand the stakes and what they're actually fighting for and what's really happening, you got to watch Loki season 1. It's really good. Now, I'll say this. I think there's going to be a lot of people split, because if you're somebody who doesn't like gory fight scenes, then you're not going to like it. If you're somebody who is not a OG comic fan, then a lot of the references are not going to matter to you.
Right.
Like I feel like there's a niche group that I feel like depending on your age and your background is depending on how you're going to feel about the movie. So like a good example, if I was 10 years younger, I don't think I would like this movie as much, because there's a lot of things that are seen in that movie, even music that's played and things that are done that are more leaning towards millennial nostalgia, you know, comic readers, even the music is like millennial nostalgia. Everything is kind of leaning in that direction. But I know, like, if I was 22 or 23, I'd probably rank this movie like a 5.5, maybe 6.
So that just, I know we're closing, but so you don't think Hugh Jackman and Ryan Reynolds did that well together?
That doesn't mean they didn't do well.
I'm asking.
I don't think that means they didn't do well. What I'm saying is a lot of the stuff that they cared about and a lot of the stuff that I think they carefully curated stuff for. It's a very if you know type of movie.
It's one
of the movies where it's not catering. It's like
it's not catering to everybody. It's catering to who is.
If you've been tapped in, great, and if you're not and you don't enjoy this, then this ain't for you.
Exactly.
Gotcha.
So my second question would be, in the movie, do you feel like they displayed them both evenly?
Yeah, actually.
Like, it wasn't to the point like, oh, we see most of Deadpool, but we only see a little bit.
Well, it's Deadpool's movie, so it's a little bit more him, but for the most part, I think Wolverine has almost enough. He has almost the same amount of screen time as Deadpool at some point.
Right, that's good.
I think they did a really good job of showing a lot of different multiverse stuff. You got a lot of cameos from a lot of people that you would have never actually thought you would ever see in a movie again. They brought back a lot of the Fox X-Men lore and stuff like that. They kind of, to me, it was a good nod to going back to that whole. If I was 22, I wouldn't feel what I feel about this movie, because I wouldn't have the connection.
There's nothing for you to care about.
You don't know that 90s X-Men.
It wouldn't feel the same. It wouldn't hit the same. You wouldn't have that.
They don't care about that yellow suit.
Yeah, so I feel like if you are one of those people who is an OG X-Men fan, and you're somebody who's very big into comic lore, and you're very big into even MCU lore, because they tapped into MCU lore and they gave us a Henry Cavill Wolverine scene where Henry Cavill is playing Wolverine, and you get to see him fully Wolverined out with the cigar and everything, Diesel as a motherfucker. Right. So even like tapping into the different versions and stuff, you got to see different versions of some people that you thought you knew who they were. When they activated their power, you realized there was somebody else on screen. I'll say that. Nice. Like, it's really dope that they played into the fact that these comic movies have been going for a very long time, and they let you know that not only do we understand that, but we're saying a farewell to all the old stuff.
Facts.
So, yeah, my personal number would be, I'd say 8 out of 10, maybe 7 out of 10. 7, 8 out of 10.
Right. That's what I got for Twister. I'm at the same 7.75.
Yeah. I think 7.5 would be the smart number, but yeah, like as a person who just loves nostalgia and just loves the Deadpool franchise, I think they did exactly what they said they were going to do.
Let's get it. We'll tap in and look into that movie, y'all.
Nah, for real.